I've been Filthy Casual. Stay safe and take it easy. Peace. Well, that was the nick of time.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on, YouTube? It's Filthy, and we're back with another video. Today we're going to take a look at Marauder, which is going to be the starting set for the Demon Hunter in Season 26. And hopefully what we're going to do today is just show you how super easy T16 is. Barely an inconvenience, as we like to say. We're going to do it with only 600k sheet damage. We do have the odd nice-ish piece here and there. I'll go through the full stats, show you. It's very, very easy to put this together. You've actually got quite a few options, but we've got main stat of under 9,000. You're gonna absolutely fly through the Paragon next season. Also, Marauder obviously is going to be great for echoing nightmares. Obviously, you would change the build considerably for that, but this is just a way to get you started off with getting keys. Keys are going to be important because you need to run rifts next season because you want to get your petrified screams, which will open your echoing nightmares, and you can kind of snowball your progress from there. So we'll go through, we'll talk about all the different bits and bobs that you can do. I say very easy to put this together. With it being the starting set, that is pretty nice. Before we do get going though, as always guys, a thumbs up is greatly appreciated. Special thanks to Philip for the recent super thanks. And yeah, other than that, let's jump in and have a little look-see. Marauder, the two-piece companion, calls all the companions to your side. So obviously this is the pet set. We get all of these companions. We get the spider, which does a slow on the enemy. We get the bat, which gives us hatred per second, which is nice. We get the boar companion for the all resist. We get some pickup radius from the ferret companion. Kind of handy until you can find yourself an avarice band. I think we've got one on the follower, an avarice band, but until you do get one, this is kind of nice. And then the wolf companion for a little bit more damage whenever you press the button. So a kind of nice two-piece on the Marauders. We do get all of them. Four-piece sentries cast a bunch of skills when we do. The one that we care about is cluster arrow. That's the one that we're going for. And then primary skills and a bunch of other stuff. Again, importantly, cluster arrow deals 12,000% increased damage for every active sentry. So when you go into the map, there are no active sentries, so you do no extra damage, but you can have a maximum of 5 sentries, which is obviously an absolute shit ton of damage for our cluster arrow. We do have hungering arrow on the bar. This is just simply to generate hatred. We don't really use this skill at all. It could easily be swapped for something else, but we've not got any other hungering arrow modifiers, so we don't have, the belt, the Hunter's Wrath. We don't have the Siri Satchel or anything like that. In terms of cluster arrow, the reason we can pump it up so high with the 5 sentries is because we do, of course, take the Bombardier's Rucksack, 2 additional sentries. Obviously, as high as you can get on the sentry damage is generally going to be helpful, but just anything with some offensive stats, because we're going to be handling all of our defense through a gold wrap, which is pretty easy to get. The only thing that you really need is the Manticore. This is a 2-handed crossbow. It reduces the hatred cost of cluster arrow, which is great, and gives you a nice big modifier. So this is the only essential piece that you need. You only need this, as well as the Bombardier's Rucksack and your Marauders, and you are pretty good to go with just those. The rest of the stuff are just things that improve it a little bit, and that probably aren't too hard to come by. So when you do get to 70 and you start getting your Hadric's gift done, what I would probably be doing is spending my upgrades looking for a Manticore. So upgrade any 2-handed crossbows that I come across or craft at Hadric, and look to get that. And then also we're going to be rolling our blood shards at Kadala, trying to hit a Bombardier's Rucksack. As you can see, I've left the socket here. I left it not filled, again, just to kind of give a lowish bar budget build type thing. Now, the next most important thing I think is actually going to be Yang's recurve. This is just here for resource cost reduction only. Multi-shot, we're not really doing anything with it. We don't have it on the bar. You could put it on the bar if you wanted for the extra crit chance on the cold rune, but again, I just haven't bothered. Just here for the resource cost reduction. Yeah, again, we've left the emerald out of it, just to keep this damage figure extremely low at 600. So you won't have an ancient one immediately. but you will be able to put in an Imperial Gem, and that'll give you a nice big crit damage boost. In terms of legendary gems, the important one is the Enforcer. This is the pet gem. It gives us a whole bunch of extra damage. We obviously have a Boon of the Hoarder to handle our toughness, and also a Bane of the Powerful for that extra damage boost when we do kill an elite. Rank 25 will be fine for T16, but obviously you kind of want to power this up a little bit. And yeah, Boon of the Hoarder you need at 50 really, just to make sure that you're getting the gold picked up for the infinite armor that the gold wrap does offer. We've got a Zodiac here to help with cooldown, not essential by any means. It just helps us get more uptime on Vengeance. It helps get our sentries back if we're moving from floor to floor. It does offer benefits, like that. You don't have to have this, certainly not essential, any kind of nice ring that you get. Hellfire you're going to have to craft as part of your season journey anyway, so you may as well try and get one. There's a bunch of passives that work for this build, so just anything with something nice on it. Now, we've actually got Stone of Jordan here. Ignore the augment, guys, and the fact that it's a fairly nice-ish one, I guess. Again, you're not going to find probably a really nice one early on, but you could take a Convention of Elements, which would offer the same job. But the way Stone of Jordan works, I do like. It just means that we can match our elements, so we can do fire on the ring, we can then do fire on the braces, and then fire on the amulet. So don't worry if you've got a cold one, that's fine. You just go cold, cold, cold. Fire and cold would be my preference, because in a cube, we're just going to sneak a little bit more damage with a Mage Fist, so 20% increased fire damage. Obviously, if you end up with a cold Stone of Jordan and you're doing a cold setup, you're going to swap to the Frostburns and kind of go like that for the extra damage. You want cooldown on your pieces if you can. Just again, it helps with the Vengeance. But other than that, we can pick up sentry damage on the chest plate. We can pick up sentry damage, obviously, on the Bombardier's rucksack. We can get cluster damage on the helm, as well as crit chance, and also cluster arrow damage on the boots. And we can also get sentry damage on the shoulders. I don't have them. I've got cooldown. But yeah, again, that would be a bit more damage, which would be nice. We've got the Wazishen arm guards. Whenever we break something, we run faster. That pairs quite well with the smokescreen displacement, so we do have a decent bit of move speed to get us around the map. I've left the ring slot blank. Again, we could get some extra power in here. You can do Convention of Elements. Before you manage to find yourself the Boon of the Hoarder and the Gold Wrap, if you want to, and you have one, you can work in an elusive ring for 60% damage reduction, which would be nice. And you can also take a Zoe's Secret Belt, which would help out a bunch with your toughness. 9% less damage for every companion, and obviously we have all of them, so that would be kind of good. But the easiest way to do it is, of course, with the Boon of the Hoarder and with the Gold Wrap. If we have a look at the follower, the most important things really for T16 are going to be an Avarice Band. Again, by the time you get an Avarice Band, it may well be that you've got the Gears of Dreadland set up, because whilst this will do T16, you don't really want to be farming keys with this. This is just kind of like a starter guide. You would want to go off and do the Gears of Dreadlands, but you're looking for Nemesis Braces to speed up those T16 rifts, and you're looking for Flavour of Time to get the extra double pile-on effects. And then after that, normally you'd look to have a 3-piece Canes or 2-piece with a Rogue. I don't have it. I've just been lazy and not bothered setting it up, and it's off-season, so I don't really need any keys. Main advantage really that we've got here is the Enforcer Gem, because that allows us to get the access to all skills token, and that just gives us a bunch of cooldown, damage, cheat death, and some interesting things like that. Again, if until you find this, or until you get your Enforcer at rank 25, when the 90% pet damage reduction comes in, which does work for the Enchantress, you can take the Can't Die token, and that will work pretty well. I think that probably covers the gear. You don't have to have Hellfire, just anything with nice stats would be good. Cluster arrows, shooting stars. Just gone for this one because I think it offers a nice AoE and a decent amount of damage. We've got the Hungering Arrow just for the hatred generation, so if you want to swap this off for something else, you can do. Companion, does not matter which one you pick, you get all of them, which is nice. And then Vengeance Seethe, gone for this one simply for the hatred per second, so that we're not really ever running out of hatred. Again, before you get Gold Wrap and Immortality, Dark Heart is not a bad shout for 50% damage reduction. And incidentally, you can get that rune on a helmet called the Visage of Goons. So again, that's something that could go in the cube whilst you're looking to build out your Gold Wrap. Gold Wrap is very gettable at level 1. If you make yourself another level 1 Demon Hunter, you can put it in the cube pretty easily. So, you know, really the limiting factor is probably going to be the Boon of the Hoarder, which isn't too hard to come by. The sentries, I've gone for the Polar Station just because it offers the slow. I don't really think it makes any difference which you pick. Again, if you don't have the toughness early on setting it up, Guardian Turret 25% damage reduction would probably be the way that I would go. And then Smokescreen Displacement, you can pop this and you know become invisible and can move through stuff, run around really quickly. Plus the 100% move speed is pretty nice. You can do Special Recipe to reduce the discipline cost. I like move speed, but that's certainly another way to go. In terms of passives, the only one that I say is really essential is the Custom Engineering, simply because this allows us to do the extra sentries, which obviously works with the Marauder 6-piece bonus. Other than that, I've got Ambush on to hopefully one-shot stuff, so more damage against high health enemies. I've got Tactical Advantage to gain even more move speed when we pop our Smokescreen Displacement, sorry, and then Hot Pursuit for a little bit more move speed. And I think on my Hellfire, I've got Thrill of the Hunt, you know, which is not really very helpful, is it? But yeah, there are plenty of other ones that you could try. Archery would be good. Cull the Weak would be good. You know, Perfectionist, if you need a little bit more toughness, could be good. And again, until you get your Enchantress decked out, so let's say you don't have the access to all skills tokens with your Enforced Gem at 25, then Awareness with a Cheat Death is probably mandatory up until that point. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can do. So again, just trying to show that this will do T16 very effectively without any bells and whistles. In terms of Paragon, I've left everything else of main stat. So we've got move speed, we've got max hatred, and then we've got these kind of filled out. You know, obviously it's a bit of an offset when you first start off and get the pieces. You're not going to be that high Paragon, you know, you're not going to have all of these tabs filled out. But by the same token, you'll be able to use things like gems in your main stat. And with the Echoing Nightmares, bringing so much XP next season, I think is going to be pretty easy. So let's just jump in and show you that it does work. And hopefully the lag is not too bad for me today. Albeit this is not a good sign. Come on, game. Come on, game. You can do it. You can do it. It's not even Monday, guys. Look at this. Oh, there we go. So let's try this. Extreme lag. Let's see how we do. So when we go in, we've got no extra damage at the moment. So we put down the sentries. You can only really put down 3 until you get them the cooldown refreshed. And as you can see, it absolutely melts. You know, definitely not a way to be farming keys, but it'll do you until you collect up your Gears of Dreadland pieces. And there's nothing really too hard to get this set up. You know, the Manticore, can't remember specifically how many two-handed crossbows there are in the pool, but there's not like a massive amount, so that should come together pretty easily. And you know, a Bombardier's rucksack is just going to be a case of blood shards, so that should be pretty easy to find too. But yeah, as you can see, fairly effective. So I don't know, maybe we'll just cut to the end now rather than watching me do a T16. So here we go, guys. We're at the end of the rift. Nice map for us. yeah, put the Rift Guardian down fairly fast. So, you know, in terms of a out-the-box starting, possibly not as powerful immediately as the Inner Monk, because I do think that you just need the 6-piece and the Cruise Boots will probably get you quite far. You do obviously have the Braces to find for that one. But yeah, certainly up there as a very strong build. You know, I suspect that you could probably run T16 with even like 300k sheet damage. You know, it really is that powerful. And that 300k sheet damage will be absolutely easy peasy to get. Again, fair enough, you probably won't have a rank 89 Enforcer straight away, but you'll get that pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, again, you'll be on Gears of Dreadland by the time you get that up to rank 89, but you kind of get the point I'm getting at. This is a very powerful suit, and yeah, absolutely murders T16 with no bells and whistles, which is pretty good. Right, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm excited for Season 26, really pumped for it. I've been Filthy Casual. Stay safe and take it easy. Peace. Well, that was the nick of time.